Hello, good day. How are you today? You're good, right? Okay. Are you ready for today's lesson? You are? That is good. So today in mathematics, we are going to be looking at perimeter of a plane shape. Okay? Our topic for today in mathematics is on perimeter of a plane shape. So are we ready for the lesson? Perimeter is the total distance of all sides of a closed plane figure, okay? So in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at the perimeter of a square, the perimeter of a rectangle, and the perimeter of a circle, okay? We're going to be looking at how to solve the perimeter of these shapes we just mentioned. Do you understand? So first we're going to be looking at the perimeter of a square. How do we get the perimeter of a square? We know that the square has four sides, right? This is a square and it has four sides. So the perimeter of a square, the formula is L plus L plus L plus L, which is length plus length plus length plus length, okay? And it can be simplified as P equals to 4 bracket L. That is 4 times L, okay? There are 4 L, so it's easier 4 times L. Do you understand? So we're going to be looking at how to get the perimeter of a square. The total distance of all the sides of the square, okay? Example 1 we have, given a square with a side length of 7 units, find the perimeter. So we have to find the perimeter of a square that the length is 7 units. Now this is a square, right? Here is the length, here is the length, here is the length, and here is the length. All four sides are equal and they are all the lengths, right? So each of these lengths has 7 units. We have to find the perimeter. Okay? So the formula for finding the perimeter of a square is P bracket L, right? And L here is 7. So it's equals to 4 times 7. Okay? The bracket here, to open this bracket is to multiply, okay? So 4 times 7. 4 times 7 is going to give us 28. Do you understand? So the perimeter of the square that the length is 7 is equals to 28, okay? It's equals to 28 units. Or you can use this formula if this confuse you. The formula of L plus L plus L plus L, which is 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, okay? Is still equals to 28. You can see it's still the same thing, right? Good. Here we are. Suppose we have a square with a side length of 10 meters. Find the perimeter. Here the square length is 10 meters, okay? Here is 10 meters, here is 10 meters, here is 10 meters, here is 10 meters. We are to find the perimeter. So we are going to be using the formula for finding the perimeter of a square, which is 4 bracket L. L is 10. L is the length. Don't forget, L represents length. So 4 bracket 10, which is 4 times 10, right? Remember, I explained it. To open this bracket is to multiply. So 4 times 10 is going to give us 40. Do you understand? So the perimeter of the square is 40 meters, okay? If the length is 10 meters, the perimeter is 40 meters. Do you understand that? Okay, good. I hope we're not confused. So this is how you find the perimeter of a square, okay? You use this formula or you use this formula, whichever is easier for you. Okay, good. So now we're going to be looking at the perimeter of a rectangle. The perimeter of a rectangle. We already know that the rectangle has 4 sides, right? And the opposite sides are equal. Here is the length and here is the width. Okay? So finding the perimeter of a rectangle, the formula is equals to L plus L plus W plus W. Length plus length plus width plus width. Okay? And it can be simplified as 2 brackets L, which is L in 2 places, right? So 2 brackets L plus 2 brackets W, because W is in 2 places. And it can also further be simplified into 2 brackets L plus W. So this is still the same thing as this, okay? 2 bracket L plus W is still the same thing as L plus W plus W, okay? So to find the perimeter of a rectangle, you use this formula. P equals to 2 bracket L plus W, or L plus W plus W, okay? We're going to be looking at some examples to help us understand better and apply our formula. You have a rectangle with a length of 8 cm and a width of 5 cm. Find the perimeter. We have a rectangle with the length of 8 cm and a width of 5 cm. So the length of a triangle is 8 cm and the width is 5 cm. We are to find the perimeter. So we're going to be using the formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle. Don't confuse the formula of finding the perimeter of a square with rectangle, okay? So the perimeter of finding a rectangle, the formula is 2 bracket L plus W. L is the length and W is the width, okay? So we impute our numbers into the formula. So P equals to 2 bracket, the length is 8 centimeters, so you write 8, and the width is 5 centimeters, you write 5. So we have 2 bracket 8 plus 5. 8 plus 5 is what? 13, right? So you have 13. And to open this bracket, we multiply. So we say 2 times 13 is going to give us what? 26 centimeter. So the perimeter of a rectangle that the length is 8 centimeter and the width is 5 centimeter is 26 centimeter, okay? Do you understand? Good. Let's look at another example. Suppose we have a rectangle with a length of 12 meters and a width of 6 meters. Find the perimeter. The triangle we have, the length is 12 meters and the width is 6 meters. We have to find the perimeter. Do we still remember our formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle? We do, right? The formula is 2 brackets L plus W. So we impute our numbers into the formula. L, which is the length, is 12, we write 12, and W, which is the width, is 6, we write 6. So we have here 2 bracket 12 plus 6. We have imputed our numbers into the formula, right? So 12 plus 6 is what? 18, good. 12 plus 6 is 18. So we have 2 bracket 18. To open this bracket, you multiply, right? So 2 times 18 is going to give us 36. Okay? So the perimeter of the rectangle is 36 meters. Do you understand? The length of a rectangle is 12 meters and the width is 6 meters. So the perimeter is 36 meters. The total distance of all the sides of the rectangle is 36 meters. Okay? Do you understand that? Good. So next we are going to be looking at the perimeter of a circle. Okay? We have known how to solve for the perimeter of a square, the perimeter of a rectangle. Now we are going to be looking at how to solve for the perimeter of a circle. This is a circle, right? Now, to calculate the perimeter of a circle, which is also known as the circumference, to calculate the circumference of a circle, okay? The circumference of the circle is the curved line that goes around the edge of a circle, okay? So to calculate the circumference of a circle, there are two formulas. We have C equals to 2 pi r. C stands for the circumference, okay? Don't be confused. So we have 2 pi r. R is the radius. And we also have C equals to pi d. D is the diameter. When we are looking for the perimeter of a circle, which is also known as the circumference, there are two formulas. 2 pi r. R represents the radius. What do we mean by the radius? The radius is this line, which is half of the circle, okay? When you are looking for the circumference of half of the circle. Then when you are looking for the full circle, the circumference of the full circle is the diameter. Okay, when you are looking for the perimeter of the full circle is the diameter. When you are looking for the perimeter of the half circle is the radius. Okay, so we're going to be looking at some examples to help us understand better. And remember, pi is equals to 3.14 or 22/7. This is the number that is going to be representing pi, okay? 3.14 or 22/7, whichever you want to use. Okay, so let's look at some examples. We have here a circle with a radius of 6 units. Find the circumference. Remember, the radius is that half line, right? So we're looking for the circumference of half the circle. The radius is 6 units. So we're going to be using the radius formula, okay, in finding the circumference. So it's C equals to 2 pi r. So we're going to be imputing our numbers into our formula. So we have 2 times pi. Remember we said pi, 3.14 or 22/7 will be representing pi, okay? So we are using 22/7 times the radius, which is 6. There is nothing to use and cancel, so we just multiply, okay? So 2 times 22 times 6 is going to give us 264/7. And when you divide this, you are going to have 37.7, okay? You can use this way, 2 times 3.14 times 6. Instead of using the fraction, you have 37.7 is still the same thing, okay? Do you understand? Good. Let's look at another example. Here we have a circle has a diameter of 20 centimeters. Calculate the circumference. Now we are looking for the circumference of the full circle, okay? The perimeter of the full circle. Remember, the circumference is still the perimeter. We have to calculate the perimeter of the full circle because it's a diameter now. That line from the end of the circle to the other end, okay? So we're going to be using the diameter formula in finding the circumference. C equals to pi d. We impute our numbers into the formula. Pi is 22/7, or you can use 3.14, okay, times d with the diameter 20. So when you multiply, there's nothing, 7 cannot cancel 20, so there's nothing to cancel. So 22 times 20 is going to give us 440/7. When you divide this, your answer is going to be 62.8 centimeters, okay? So the circumference of a circle that the diameter is 20 is 62.8 centimeters. Do you understand? Okay, that is good. So we are going to be able to solve the perimeter of a square, the perimeter of a rectangle, and the perimeter of a circle, right? If you are given these questions, you'll be able to solve them using the formulas. Okay, good. So next we're going to be looking at our assignment. I'm sure we're going to be able to do our assignment. Okay, that is good.